Yo, what is up, guys? It's Scully Dune, and in today's video, I'm going to be saying my top 10 favorite freshwater fish. So let's get right into it. Number 10, guppies. Guppies are one of the most colorful tropical freshwater fish in the world. They are small and they need a tank of at least 10 gallons. You don't want to overcrowd your tank. If you have a 10-gallon tank, for example, you want to aim for about 5 guppies. You want to keep the tank between 24 and 28 degrees Celsius, which is 75 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Um, Guppies can have all sorts of food: wet food, dry food, frozen food, and live. You can buy pre made flake food for guppies that will provide them with a balanced diet, but you don't want to feed them solely on high protein foods. Number 9, arowana. The arowana is a long, sleek, streamlined fish of great beauty and unique character. Arowanas can grow up to 4 feet depending on the species, and an average lifespan depends on the species, but it can be 10 to 15 years. If you're planning on buying this fish, the tank should be at least 200 gallons, but unless the arowana is a juvenile, the tank should be bigger. If you want to feed a young fish and have a fast growth rate, you want to feed them 2 to 3 times a day. But adults, you should feed them once a day, and you only want to feed them what they can eat in 1 to 2 minutes. Number 8, angelfish. Possibly the most recognized freshwater fish in the aquarium hobby, angelfish belong to the family of Cichlidae. Angelfish are noticed for their graceful swimming behavior, and they make stunning additions to large aquariums. You want to keep their temperature between 78 and 84 degrees Celsius, and if you have a large group, you want them in a 55-gallon tank, but 10 gallons per fish is okay. You want to keep their pH between 6.8 and 7.8, with a hardness between 3 degrees and 8 degrees. Number 7, alligator gar. The freshwater garfish or needlefish is widely found in South Asian countries like India, Sri Lanka, and Malaysia. They belong to the same family as gars or garpikes, available in Europe or the North American gars that are huge in size. They can attain a length of 10 feet, and their lifespan is also longer. That is more than 20 years. A full-grown gar can weigh up to 300 pounds, so naturally they're one of the biggest fishes around. But the needlefish or gar, South Asian gar, is much larger in size. So if you have these fish, it's recommended that you use multiple fish filtration systems and carry out weekly water changes to keep the water conditions of the gar at healthy levels. Number 6, red-tailed catfish. Red-tailed catfish are good with soft, neutral water, so you should keep the pH level below 7. Water temperature can be 20 to 28 degrees Celsius, 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to allow them to have a lot of space so they can swim around and not feel crammed in a tight environment. And you also have to keep in mind that they like to eat small objects, so you don't want to decorate your tank with rocks that can easily fit in their mouth and clog up their throat. Number 5, gourami. Gouramis are a group of fish in the families Osphrognomidae. Okay, I'll stop. They have a labyrinth organ that acts sort of like a lung, which allows them to breathe at the air of the surface, which allows them in nature to live in small pools of water. You want to keep them between 75 and 80 degrees Celsius. You want their pH to be 6.8, between 6.8 and 7.8, and the dwarf gourami can be kept in tanks as small as 10 gallons, but an average gourami should be kept in a 30-gallon to a 55-gallon or larger. Number 4, discus. Discus are members of the family of Cichlidae and are often referred to as king of the aquarium hobby because of their beauty and regal colors. You want to keep them between 82 and 86 degrees Fahrenheit, although wild Heckle discus prefer water near 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Discus can grow quite large and require an aquarium of 75 gallons or 55 gallons when they're in a large group or a decent-sized group. Although, if you have just one, 10 gallons should be fine. You want to keep their pH between 6 and 7. Number 3, Galaxy Rasbora. The Galaxy Rasbora is a tropical fish that remains a favorite amongst aquarists since its discovery in 2006. You want to keep this fish between 73 and 79 Fahrenheit, and as for the pH, having one that is between 6 and 7.5. The name of the fish has just been recently changed from Galaxy rasbora to Celestial Pearl Danio. This was done after it is established that the fish is closely related to the Danio's fish species. When the fish was first discovered, it used to be called the Mycorrhizabora. Today, it has been given the official name of Danio margaritatus. Number 2, Oscar. Your goal with any aquarium should be to maintain the tank in the same conditions as your fish would encounter in the wild. Fish require a water pH of around 7.2. Use an aquarium pH kit to measure the water's pH. Oscar fish are a type of cichlid. These fish are not particularly fussy about food, but they need to be kept in an environment that is clean as an essential part of Oscar fish care. Like all tropical fish, Oscars require a quality filtration system, but also have additional requirements because of their powerful size and strength. Oscars can be up to 12 inches long. Number 1, pea puffer. Pea puffers or dwarf puffers may not be the best fish for a community aquarium, but their interesting behavior and adorable looks may make setting up a special tank more than worth it. Dwarf puffers don't need big tanks, but try to keep them in at least 10 gallons or 5 gallons. Um, Dwarf puffers can eat live foods or frozen foods such as frozen bloodworms, live foods such as blackworms. These are great main food sources, but don't forget to soak any frozen food in water before feeding, and make sure you don't overfeed your puffer pellets and flake foods. Honorable mentions: killifish, pacu, piranhas, flowerhorn, goldfish, tetras, and pretty much everything. So personally, I love freshwater fish, and there was just not enough time in the video to have all my favorite fish. These are just my top 10. I narrowed them down, but honestly, I probably could make a top 100. But, that would be too long for you guys. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.